out.
And it can be caught by like a Zultra hopping in and taking it for a carry so he can continue to do damage, right? So I like the draft a little bit better, right? I think that, oh, Nicolette's playing Esme.
Oh, this is the
And
first time I've ever seen Nicolette in the off
Bossy
lane.
is playing Farsa.
Yeah, I don't know. That
Is
must
this a
have,
little bit of a troll pick or is this experimental?
I
Where's
am-
the line in that one?
I think it's an experimental pick here. You know, something along those lines. Feeling pretty comfortable. Why not, right?
Yeah, as you can see, Zultra doing the 360 no scope in there in the mid lane. I love to see it.
360 no scope.
So they did put Cho in the off lane versus the Esme, which is interesting because Esme is going to eat that shield every time. The YSS pick, you're going to give a lot of vision, but best player got on a pick. I'm sure he's comfortable. He chose not to take the Granger, which he dominated on, into the YSS, right? So I think he's showing his flexibility here. And we see a little bit of trade around with the heroes. I'm going to go ahead and vote that that's troll. And just saying, listen, S2, even playing our different roles on different heroes, we can still win. This is how good we are.
Yeah.
I think that's what this is. It may not be. I may be completely misunderstanding, but I feel like some real alpha gameplay is going on right here.
Most definitely. We know Sir Bossy is definitely a very competitive player. I've seen him in the Discords. He loves getting in people's heads. He loves talking to these other players, you know, not always positively. So that may definitely be like, listen, hey, let me run in the mid lane. Let me run in the mid lane. Let me kill something, you know. So, I mean, just MLP definitely feeling confident right now. Not too worried about S2. Will it backfire on them though, or are they just going to show their dominance in this game, Ben?
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. MLP's overconfidence, and that's exactly what S2 needs. They need him to step too far so that they can absolutely clap on him. They gave him Roger. They have a couple other tools to really accelerate this game if it's going. They're really roaming with it, and you don't have someone you have to babysit in the off lane anymore. I like it. At that point, though, you don't have a marksman anymore. So, you know, as this develops, you've got Clint and YSS on the other side. Mid game comes, they're going to be hidden, and they've got a strong tank in front of them. It's going to hurt a lot.
In comes Promise, though, trying to knock up and maybe get this turtle, but a nice zone from Farza, making sure best player secures that turtle, Ben.
Yeah, easy for a best player to do. Honestly, Zultra's going to be such a playmaker. The Zelon gets a kill early.
Ooh, that's what I mean by the dive potential. He's able to take out best player. Maybe you regret playing that Farza now. And, you know, EO doing a pretty good job at rotating up there. Yes, he does give the full gold plate to this Clint. So the real question is, like, was it worth it? I think that S2 needs to catch a Clint on Jaguar, who's playing Clint right now, soon, because if they don't, we've seen Clint scale. We know he's a monster in the mid to late game, and it could be rough. And here they go trying. She does get the second skill onto him. Does she have the ult ready? She does not, so she's not able to pull him back. Here comes Nana, though, creeping around. Will they get a dive here? BTK Zultra following up. Sir Bossy rotating down with wings by wings. They do get the knock up onto that, but luckily the Molina was there to slow him down, but it does not matter. A nice ult from Zultra as Sir Bossy cleans up that Ruby, Ben.
Yeah, Zelong and Nana just kind of abandoned it, and Ruby just left a little bit there. A little bit of dysfunction in the retreat there of the team fight, and that's not enough to give over Turtle, right? For the next, it's too long of a timer. But you're seeing to be a little bit of discommunication with the team as Zelong takes he's squishy hero, takes an L early, double marksman, and does a lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage, Ben. And Roger wasn't even gonna come and finish. He tried to pop that ult and lock it onto that Clint. But wait a second, a nice ultimate coming in from that Ruby. Can best player escape? Is he going to get taken out here? This could be bad. He does. Down goes that. Now they're turning corners and trying to run onto BTK Zultra. Zultra, though, Sir Bossy is here. A nice knock up, a quick turnaround on Jaguar. Collects the kill from that Ruby. Now S2 forced to go back. You know, time and time again, S2 needs to take their one kill and go back to their jungle. They need to stop pushing it. Stop pushing it.
It's just not knowing, and Zultra, absolute legend, walks him a little bit too deep, turns around with the CC, and he's dead. Really, really good play. He knew the extent of where he was at, knew he was in no trouble of dying, he can re-engage. The Ruby doesn't offer a lot of damage, a little bit of CC, pushes him back into the damage of Clint, and it's going to be another death for Ruby. Roger may trade it back, but I doubt it. He may give up another kill. Mid lane's so hurt right now with the Melina running back. She may have her passive, but Farsa's about to pop that
Sir
too.
Bossy trying to get the snipe, and he does. Roger, though, he knew he was dead. He knew it. I love that. I love that, though. I love it so much.
Bossy is spicy, boys. Mage diff in the chat. Wow. That's quite spicy from my man Bossy.
That
I love his
is.
Lapu, but I think I love his Farsa too now, man. Jeez.
I think he really just played Farza to pick on this, to pick on hate, to pick on the Nana. Like, willing to die.
This game is a bully game, absolutely. You guys are bullying, this is for sure. What's happening? Nicolette running the Esme, come on, like, yeah, I'll switch roles completely. Hey, but if you can do it and pull it off, why not get style points too?
Oh. I mean, and just plays like that. They are literally just pushing them in. Down in the bottom lane, though, best player trying to close it on this Ruby, getting the dash in, and may collect his kill, but no, he gets pushed back, he gets flipped over and taken out from that from that Xylong.
A lot of talk coming from Mr. Bossy in the chat. I'm just sitting here reading this chat. Roger off to a 2-0 start like he was last game, and this time he has to have a Ruby roaming with him around him to be able to make plays. But the mid lane diff again here, honestly, just so much priority on the side of the mage, being every wave the MLP is first out into the jungle, and she's at the top of the map now. Nana's still here in the mid, ready for the next wave, right? It just gives so much ability to make plays on the other sides of the map. Nice flicker in, but Cooper's going to re-engage.
But a big takeout onto that Clint from Nana. S2 maybe turning this game around. The flame shot is missed, but Roger able to take out Zultra. You know, S2... yes, they're losing material here. They've lost the whole bottom lane, but they definitely seem like they have some late game potential here, Ben.
I mean, this is exactly what S2 needed. And you know, you can love or hate MLP for doing it, but they were too overconfident, switched their picks, a little bit of trolling, and now they're tied up in kills. Only 2k difference. Rogers got 3 kills. It may not matter, right? But this is what S2 needed. Overconfidence by MLP to give them a window to get back into it. I would love to see S2 take this game off him as Sir Bossy extends.
Oh, Zultra wanting to set something up, but just quite can't. We do have promise up here, but we're going to stay here in the bottom fight. A nice ult coming in from Farza, just melting down Roger and that Ruby. Nicolette does get the kill, and now MLP closing in. They want this Nana. Her Melina form is popped, and she gets sniped by that Granger. Looking at promise down here, also real low, getting chased by Nicolette, and another snipe, triple kill, going to Jaguar the Clint. And with this, they will most definitely take this mid-tier 3 tower, Ben.
It's going to hurt from now on. At 5-1, he is going to hit and hit hard. Clint does usually get online at this time, but 5-1 start, you better bet he's going to be packing a bunch. Xelong's been used pretty effectively, making some picks. Being able to flip back, and Sir Bossy's feeding a little bit of kills over in the mid lane. But you can expect that if players not playing their main role. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely a flex, showing other teams in the league, hey, we can even switch it around on these boys, right? We're just at a different level. And while I love and hate at both times to see that, Rogers 4-1. You know, a little bit more lead, a little bit more tools to work with as MLP continues to extend.
Yeah, Nicolette trying something here, but she's got 5 members on her. But as this is happening, the Turtle is going to YSS down here. And, you know, you're talking about kills and everything. Yeah, Roger is 5-1, but best player is sitting at 2-3. Clint is going to have to become the carry of this game. Like, yes, MLP is winning the material right now. They're winning in gold, but we are seeing some pushback from S2, and I do like it. It's closing in on Sir Bossy. Zultra gets a 4-man wall pick, or a 3-man, and in comes Clint doing some crazy damage. S2 Promise getting taken out.
Yeah, Clint is really strong right now. We're seeing a pretty good movement from S2, moving around the map, making some picks. I love to see him picking on Bossy, right? But although that mage is weak and she's using her mobility in the beginning and then getting picked when she doesn't have her bird to get out, Clint has gotten to the point where You just can't trade anywhere around this guy. If he has any space to work with, he just walked into 3 and they didn't even challenge him, right? So I think he's so far at the point where even if he doesn't have Kufa or Esme with him, he's still gonna bop heads.
Yeah, I mean, being at 7-1 this early on, the man's got 8,300 gold. He's the leading gold player in both teams, and he gets another kill. He's now sitting at 8-1-4. I mean, he's got
Nobody wants to walk in that lane, T. I wouldn't want to walk in that lane. I ain't going up there.
No, that first skill is taking everyone down to half bars. I mean, EO maybe could be the lifesaver if he can get and zone him in and maybe get a nice flip, but they need to get rid of that Clint. They need to do something, and Ruby just isn't doing it.
Yeah, while Ruby does have that kind of denial and reactive pace, and she does have the hook flicker, not really what you would call an engage, right? And Roger sometimes needs that to get in. Oh,
a little bit of an engage here. Nicolette coming in. Best player cleaning up that Xylong. As we talked about, that may be the only lifesaver they have. Ruby trying to defend. But again, it is a 1-for-1 trade. Clint does go down. They do lose Xylong, and they may be losing this tower. But I feel like that was a trade in the favor of S2.
I struggle to take this one seriously, honestly, because even with these switch up of picks, a little bit of trolling, a little bit of recall on their face, it's 1 tower to what, 6?
Yeah.
Taking, I think, 3 turtles straight. They're taking Lord. Even at this depleted state, MLP is just so far ahead of S2. It doesn't matter. Roger's 6-1, right? Zlong's 4-3. They have pick potential. They can go back in the assassinate backline, but who can kill Clint?
Yeah, they need somebody. Like, Roger needs to focus. Someone needs to focus. And the thing is, Roger just can't get in there. Zoltra does such a great job of protecting the people it needs to. And if you go for Clint, you take the chance of taking big heat from best player. But look, 2 versus 4. And a big kick onto best player. He's quickly zoned off. This could be bad for him. He dies to pop Zolta, gets a vision, and Nicolette is there to save the day, Ben.
Lord in the top lane pushing out while all that's occurring. Clint is just doing what he's been doing this whole game.
Just picking
being
away.
Unkillable, too much damage, and now he's going to roll back and get a couple of kills as he transitions to mid lane. They're going to clean up outer turrets and then roll in for the win. I would expect to see a big dive, a big disrespectful dive from MLP right here, and that is the chance S2 has to clap while they're under turrets. Something like that is what they need.
Definitely the big. I love how that sounds. A big disrespectful dive, but instead Xylong tries to go in and take out Jaguar, but Jaguar finishes him off quickly along with Roger. S2 should have been the ones to wait for the play, but instead they tried to make it and paid dearly for it. Promise does get a kick on to Serbasi and isn't able to finish. This
We're going for some pride kills right here, boys.
Yeah, I mean the burst damage, S2 slowly falling member by member. All that's left is 1 Nana versus the world, and the Nexus goes down.
Well, GG to MLP. They've shown us that even with the switched roles, they're just too strong for teams more at the bottom of the leaderboards. And that one's going to be rough for S2. Honestly, they were given Roger 2 games, and it didn't matter for 2 games. Future teams, as you're playing against MLP, get rid of best players Granger. Don't be too scared of the YSS. It wasn't played around. Maybe it is a little stronger. Get rid of the Clint. Do not let Jaguar forget Clint.
This man's giving tips to the future teams.
Right?
I love
but
it.
As future teams, take this game and see, okay, well, best player put on YSS, that's not too hot. But if he gets to default to Granger, that's a problem. Kind of sad for S2 here. Pushed in, playing against a team at the top of the leaderboard, and brought a little bit of smoke. Had some plays throughout the game. It wasn't like it was a landslide. Back and forth, right? 21-15, we've had worse scores in this game. You know what I mean? It just seemed like this one was done with a little bit of spice by MLP that I don't think we've seen throughout the tournament thus far, too.
Yeah, MLP definitely just like, you know,